sexual orientation, or religion shall not be tolerated and could subject the violator to ejection and may result in penalties being assessed against your team. Each one is requested to take personal responsibility for keeping this competition at a high level of good sportsmanship. Reminder fans that you can check out the snack stand close to the entranceway where you came into East Gymnasium for all of your food and snack needs. And also, today's game and every game of this 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament are being broadcast for free, live and on demand on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. So please spread the word to family and friends that they can search Fort Lee Athletics on YouTube for every game of this tournament. Welcome everyone inside East Gymnasium for the start of game number 2 of this 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament, featuring the Clifton Mustangs and the North Bergen Bruins. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First for the Clifton Mustangs. Number 21, Xavier Valerio. Number 4, Justin Blackman. Number 13, Jaden Rivera. Number 25, Saif Salah. And number 2, Aiden Savarczyk. The Mustangs are coached by Mike Cadmus. Now let's meet the starting lineup for the North Bergen Bruins. Number 1, Elijah DePoe. Number 3, Cesar Perez. Number 5, Jake Still. Number 15, Sean Orphis. And number 23, Jonathan Jones. And the Bruins are coached by Kevin Bianco. Let's play ball.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome inside East Gymnasium here at Fort Lee High School for the start of our second game of the 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament, featuring the Clifton Mustangs, 3-1 on the season, and the 3-1 North Bergen Bruins. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by Dimitri Nanis and Renee Matisic. So glad that he could join us for our broadcast coverage of this holiday tournament, an annual tradition here at Fort Lee High School, just outside the George Washington Bridge. In our first game of the day, Riverdale dispatched Bergenfield by a score of 59-40. So Riverdale, with several members of their team and coaching staff still in attendance here, doing a little scouting to see who they will play in the semifinal tomorrow. Be either the winner here of Clifton and North Bergen. The loser will take on Bergenfield tomorrow at 12:30 in the consolation bracket. Clifton designated as the road team. They're going to be in their maroon with the white numerals. North Bergen, the home side, in their white uniforms with the gold numbers outlined in red. Mike Cadmus is the head coach for Clifton. Kevin Bianco, the lead man in charge of North Bergen. And we're underway with the opening tip. Won and secured by Saif Salah. Here's Salah across the lane. Getting it back up top now to Valerio. Xavier Valerio leaving it off to Jaden Rivera. Now Justin Blackman. Good defense right now in this opening possession for North Bergen. The handoff is to Valerio. Valerio cutting through the host of defenders, pinballed away, and last touch out of bounds off of North Bergen. Last meeting between these two sides came in the North 1 Group 4 playoffs back in 2017. North Bergen won 62-51, so it's been quite some time between these two teams have collided. And there's pressure leading to a turnover forced by North Bergen. They get it up top to Elijah DuPont. Now a corner 3 ball by the Bruins, left short. Getting up and over to the left side, left the layup short. Inside that time was Sean Orphis. Attacking in the open floor, but missing on the layup attempt. Inside was Aiden Savarczyk. And now it's going to be a foul whistled underneath. Going over the back. That time was Clifton. And Safarczyk will pick up the personal foul. His first, team's first. 7:01 left to go. And a scoreless first quarter of play. Dupo. Outletting it over to the far side to Orphis. Now up top to Perez. Here's Orphis. Attacking towards the lane and laying it in. That time Dupo getting the first 2 points of the game. 2-0 lead for North Bergen. Sala, big man showing off the dribbling touch. Went through his legs, then lost his balance, and that's going to be a turnover against the Mustangs. So North Bergen having great defense to start off this game. 6:21 left to go in the first, and already a 2-0 lead, and countless number of turnovers committed by Clifton. Dupo trying to outlet that pass over to the near side to Jones, who was trying to come off a screen and was not ready for the pass. So that leads to the simple turnover to the near side. Possession going back over now to Clifton. So a lot of turnovers, not a lot of points as we're closing in the first 2 minutes of play. Safarczyk. Watched closely by Perez. Up top to Blackman. Blackman weaving his way through. Blocked at the rim by Jones. Put back attempt by Sala, no good. North Bergen, what a defense so far, but they throw it away. Sloppy couple of opening moments of this game. A lot of defense, not a lot of points. Safarczyk on the baseline, tries that one-handed baseball pass. Sala trying to fall down to get it. Now the ball is loose. Safarczyk going hard at the rim, and one. Aiden Safarczyk, who already picked up an early foul in this game, not hampered there at all as he will pick up the points. Safarczyk missing on the foul shot, trying to collect it himself, but could not. Aiden Safarczyk, who averages around 7.8 points per game. That foul was picked up to Cesar Perez. Perez picking up his first foul. 1 foul apiece for both teams. 2-2 the score. Pass up top to Jones. Jones now working it to the far side to Orphis. Orphis with a lefty dribble on the baseline. Foul whistled on a pushing foul on the floor with 5:05 left to go in the first quarter. That'll be a foul against Valerio, his first, for Clifton, team's second. Bruins looking to inbound underneath the Clifton rim. Taking a lot of time, and now it's going to be a 5-second violation against North Bergen, so they turn it over, not able to inbound it themselves. So the turnover will give the ball back to Clifton. 2-2 the score. 3 minutes gone by, only 4 combined points. Defenses have been impenetrable early on. Across the lane, rejection across the lane. It led to an open shot in the corner. Sala with a rebound. Safarczyk for 3, no good. Camped out inside, underneath was Blackman. And Blackman secures the loose ball rebound. And another long sustained possession here in offense for Clifton. Across the lane, trying to fit it in the tight window was Valerio. Now, Blackman getting up top to Valerio. Curling around, there's a 3-ball, no good by Rivera. And that long possession goes away with no points. Now North Bergen trying to fight in transition. And again, another turnover. The Bruins have been awfully sloppy here, throwing a lot of risky passes away. And as soon as I say that, turnover on this side for Clifton. 4:13 left to go in the first quarter. 2-2 your score. A lot of turnovers from both teams here in this second game of our 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. The winner of this game will take on Riverdale in tomorrow afternoon semifinal at 3:30. Maneuvering inside, Orphis could not get it to fall, and it's going to be last touch out of bounds by Safarczyk. So it will stay with North Bergen past the midway point of the first quarter. Orphis trying to handle it. 6'2 senior. Back up top to DePoe. DePoe has the lone bucket of this game so far for North Bergen. Trying to bounce it inside, and North Bergen's not even getting shot attempts up momentarily. A lot of just turnovers. And as soon as I say that, another turnover this time for Clifton. So these two teams that are each North 1 Group 4 playoff and public school opponents, they've been going toe-to-toe and not really getting a lot of offense. Here's an open transition three by Jones, well behind the three-point arc. Offensive rebound inside, the and one finish for the Bruins and Sean Orphis. And Orphis with a chance at a three-point play, and now North Bergen with their first lead of the ball game at 4-2. And wholesale changes being made here by Coach Mike Cadmus of Clifton. Almost like a hockey line change. Fresh 5 players on the floor in maroon for the Mustangs. After losing their opener against DePaul, the Mustangs of Clifton have rattled off 3 straight wins on the season. As Orphis missing on the foul shot, he'll settle for the 2 points instead of the 3-point play. 4-2 lead now for North Bergen, who have won their first 3 games of the season, coming off a loss last time out against Bayonne. DePoe again trying a buddy pass of sorts, a little too close to his teammate who couldn't handle it, as Jonathan Jones, the leading scorer, number 23, unable to get the loose ball. North Bergen with a little full court pressure, knocked it away, out of bounds, 3 minutes left to go in the first. North Bergen defeated Thomas Edison Charter, Voorhees, and Lincoln before losing to Bayonne. Kind of reverse for Clifton, a pair of 3-1 teams. Clifton started off the year with a loss at home or on the road at DePaul, then have rebounded with wins against West Milford, Wayne Hills, and Passaic Valley. Another turnover forced by North Bergen, but they try a little too quickly to throw it down the other way. North Bergen is in too much of a hurry right now in this first quarter. They produce turnovers and then they gift it right back. I know we're in the midst of the season of giving, but you don't want to do that so much here in the Jack Reilly tournament. Another turnover, this time forced by Alex Estudio. Was the one who got the loose ball carry. Now Aiden Rivera. 2:20 and counting left to go. 6 combined points between the two teams in a turnover-filled first quarter. Inside, Orphis again, contorted the body and laid it in. Outstanding find that time by Jake Still, the senior guard, found his fellow senior big man inside the lane, and Orphis weathered the contact, has another chance at a potential 3-point play. 2:12 left to go in the first quarter, as Orphis, who averages 11.8 points per game, came off an 18-point performance in the loss against Bayonne, now was up to 5 points after hitting that foul shot. 7-2 lead for North Bergen. 7-0 run in this game. Sala underneath, lost track of where he was and left it short. Again, North Bergen, they like to push it, and in the open floor they go with the finish. 9-2 lead now for the Bruins, as Perez was the beneficiary of that layup. 9-0 run for the Bruins. 1:45 and counting left to go in the first quarter. Safarczyk. Switch comes to him. Tries a bounce pass and gets it stolen away by DuPont. DuPont weaving his way right down the lane. Left-hand layup rolled off the rim. Now Clifton trying to attack in the open floor. That pass a little too long. They were trying to link up with Rivera, who had leaked out down the floor. And another turnover for Clifton, and the Mustangs are staring at the scoreboard right now, seeing that they've only produced 2 points as we're coming up on the last minute of the first quarter. This Clifton team is averaging just under 62 points per game so far at the start of this new season. North Bergen has been exceptional defensively, allowing only 32.5 points per game to opponents, and you can see why. They just swarm you on one side of the floor and like to attack in the blink of an eye on the other end. 1:15 left to go. Perez trying to roll off the screen. DuPont being watched by Blackman. Now getting it up top as we're coming up on the final minute of the first quarter. Here's the three ball. No good. Perez tried to tap it in himself. Salah with the rebound. 50 seconds left to go. Clifton down by 7, and a reach-in foul by North Bergen will be only their second team foul of the quarter. That foul will go against Aiden Rivera. Subs coming in for Coach Bianco just with 48 seconds left to go in the first. Trying to go to his bench and his depth here. Jaden Rivera, 13 points per game this season for Clifton. He's been held scoreless. Final 40 seconds of the quarter. Here's Rivera off the screen, straightaway three, rattled in and out. It was halfway down. And now North Bergen has a chance to maybe hold if they want for one final possession of the quarter. Bo finally got it over the timeline. Up top, thinking about it, was Gabriel Robles. To the near side to Still. Still's been a good passer so far in this game. Now Aiden Rivera. Over to Still, 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Up top to DePoe. 2 seconds on the clock. DePoe off balance shot, no good. And North Bergen will take a 7-point lead with them into the start of the second quarter. Clifton began the quarter with a 2-0 lead, and they were held to only 2 total points in the entire 8 minutes. And it'll be North Bergen on top 9-2 as we head to the start of quarter number 2. You're watching all the action here exclusively of the 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, Renee Matisic. Glad that you could join us here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel as we will be bringing you the sights and sounds of all 12 games in this holiday tournament. Each team in this field gets to play 3 guaranteed games, even if you lose. You go to the consolation bracket. The winner will play on and still be in line for potential hardware at the end of this tournament. And the final game on December 30th. Start off the second quarter, 3 ball in the near corner, no good. Offensive putback though, secured and laid up and in. Once again, it's Sean Orphis. Orphis has 7 of North Bergen's 11 points. 11-2, 11 unanswered points in this game now for North Bergen. Clifton is having a real tough time of it generating offense. Up top, it's Jaden Rivera. Valerio nearly coughed it up. It's going to be last touch, though, off of North Bergen. Over to the near side. Try to give and go on the baseline, but Valerio's pass was deflected before it could get to Sala. Down the other way, Orphis, too hot to handle. He turns it over. And now it's going to be a pushing foul, and quite frankly, a good foul at that against Still. As that was looking like it was going to be an open layup attempt for Jaden Rivera, number 13 in maroon for Clifton. Still picks up the first, his first. Picks up the foul, I should say, his first. Team's third. Clifton has committed 4 fouls of their own. To the near side to Gabe Cruz. Cruz cuts across the lane, finds a wide open teammate, kick out 3, no good, but the putback inside by Clifton. So Clifton gets only their second made basket of this game, as that was Joel James, number 14. That stopped a long scoreless drought for the Mustangs. So Joel James now with 2 points in this game. Now a turnover on the other end for North Bergen. And despite only having 4 points in this game, Clifton is only down by 7, 11-4. Blackman, the head and shoulder fake, picks up the dribble. Jones all over him defensively. Great communication on defense by the Bruins. Kick out though, corner three ball right in front of us. Left short on the other side. And that time James was trying to go up with another offensive rebound. He got it swatted away the other way. Jonathan Jones leaving it now for DePoe in transition for North Bergen. 5:55 left to go here in the second quarter. 11-4 the lead for the Bruins of North Bergen High School, who hail from Hudson County. Hudson County, Passaic County showdown here. As that's deflected, they're going to say last touch by North Bergen, so possession will go back over to Clifton. So despite the dogged defense being displayed by North Bergen, their lead is only 7 because North Bergen has been turning it over at a high clip as well. 11-4, a lot of turnovers, not a lot of main baskets. 5.5 minutes left to go in the first half, only 15 combined points. Winner plays Riverdale. Next round tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 here in the winner's bracket in the semifinals. Across the middle lane, wild shot, no good. Deflected away. The champions of last year's tournament hailed from Passaic County, Kennedy High School. A rival of Clifton. Blocked across the middle of the lane. The Mustangs stand tall. Now here comes Clifton in the open floor. Valerio tried to fit that one inside with a spinning finish, but instead turned it over in the process. 4:57 left to go, and again, Clifton only with 4 points on the board, but still are in this game. Normally, that is not the formula for success in a game like this. But North Bergen has not been able to have the finishing blows themselves. Here's a three ball on the near side, no good by Jones. And it's going to be last touch out of bounds off of Clifton, so possession will stay in the offensive end for North Bergen with 4:44 left to go in the first half. Astudillo tried to cross over his defender, but Perez, or Gabe Cruz, I should say, was right there. And Astudillo actually dribbled it off his own foot. Another Bruin turnover. Barczyk eventually got it down low. Sala used the size advantage that time just to back his defender down underneath the hoop. First 2 points of the game for the 6'8 junior. 11-6. Now the score. James has been effective coming in off the bench. Couple of rebounds on the offensive and defensive ends. Here's Sala getting it back up top. Cruz into that corner to Rivera. Watched by DePoe. Trying to get it down on the block on the far side to James. While James listed as 6'6", so now that front line, 6'8", 6'6". Clear height advantage for Clifton. Can they make the most of it? 3:44 left to go before halftime. Inside, turnaround shot. Too long there by James. He was trying to force it that time. DePoe into the corner. Open man for three. That time overshot the rim. Sala in the open floor. Went up and under. Kind of went away from the contact. And then eventually after missing it, it's a tie-up. And jump ball will keep possession here for Clifton. But kind of surprised. Sala had the possession and was going up and had a smaller defender. Did not go right at him to maybe initiate the contact and a chance at a three-point play. Doing so cost himself a better shot opportunity. Salah again lost it in the air, but recovered his own miss and lays it in. So Saif Al-Din Salah now with 4 points all here in the second quarter. And Clifton has trimmed that lead down to 3, 11-8. North Bergen with a silencer. Cesar Perez now with 5 points. That's the first made 3 of the game for either team. 14-8, the deficit for Clifton. As the Mustangs will take a timeout on the floor, we'll take a timeout with them. 2:50 left to go here in the first half. 14-8, North Bergen on top of Clifton. So North Bergen led by as many as 9 at one point in the game at 11-2, but now Clifton has kind of settled in a little bit and using their frontline players to get them back in the game. Seeing Joel James and Saif Salah combining for 6 points in this quarter to make this a 14-8 lead. Now for North Bergen. North Bergen had a big answer there just moments ago after the 3 ball was knocked down by Perez. Out of the Clifton timeout, Rivera went to the rim hard, got it blocked away initially, then he fouled it up, missed another layup, and now the loose ball is secured by DePoe. 2:35 left to go in the second. Here's DePoe being guarded now by Justin Blackman, the senior defender. Here's a pull-up 3 and rattled and went down. Aiden Rivera, number 10, with the second consecutive made 3. Well, the first half for North Bergen, they stretch their lead now to 17-8. Safarczyk passing it back up top. And that time Blackman was stripped and North Bergen was off and running thinking they had something in transition, but it's going to be a foul whistled on the floor against North Bergen. That foul will be against Aiden Rivera. That is his second personal foul. Team's 4th. Both teams with 4 fouls committed apiece. Rivera getting it back up top to Safarczyk. Safarczyk, hesitation dribble. Worked around now to Jaden Rivera. That shot left short by Cruz. Cruz, great hustle to it though. Gabe Cruz immediately used his speed after missing the jump shot to follow his own miss and laid it up and in. 7-point lead now for North Bergen at 17-10. Approaching the final 90 seconds of a low-scoring first half. Defense is the story for both these teams and also turnovers. A lot of unforced errors. DuPo, nice find underneath. And Sean Orphis continues his big first half. He's got a game-high 9. And the lead is back to 9, 19-10 for North Bergen. 1:11 left to go in the first half, and that's a wide-open 3 netted by Gabe Cruz. Cruz has the last 5 unanswered points for Clifton. 19-13, the lead is down to 6. Still got caught in no man's land and bailed out by a timeout granted to his head coach, Kevin Bianco. As he saw, still had his back to the course of play, got double teamed near midcourt. But a timeout is going to be granted to North Bergen. Their lead is down to 6, 19-13. Clifton again trailed 9-2 after the first quarter of play. They got nothing offensively going for them, but were bailed out by a lot of the turnovers forced by their defense. A lot of turnovers also forced by the North Bergen defense. And the Bruins in front by 6 with now 55.4 seconds left to go in our first half of play. And our next game will be game number 3 of this first day of the event, scheduled for a 3:30 start time. Memorial, another Hudson County team that's very familiar with North Bergen, will take on Sea Caucus. That's coming up at 3:30. 50 seconds left to go. Working around underneath and levitating to the rim once again, Sean Orphis. Orphis with a game-high 11. 21-13, under 30 seconds left to go in the first half. Kick out, corner three ball. Rattled in and out. Jaden Rivera still scoreless for the sophomore for Clifton. Nice move across the lane, hanging in the air and laying it in was Aiden Safarchik. Safarchik now with 4 points in the half. 10 seconds left to go before halftime. Orphis hard to the rim, left it short, fouled up by his teammate Perez. 1 second left, and a block shot at the buzzer by Dupo will keep this an 8-point lead for North Bergen heading into the halftime locker room. 23-15, the lead for North Bergen at the halftime break as the offenses started to come alive there at the end of that second quarter after only 11 combined points between the two teams after the first 8 minutes of play. North Bergen led by 7 after 1. They'll lead by 8 now heading after 2. Stick around. We'll be back for the start of the second half of play as you're watching exclusive broadcast coverage of the 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody, inside East Gymnasium as we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half. As North Bergen leads Clifton by a score of 23-15. A first half that saw a ton of defense, a lot of turnovers, and not that many made baskets until the very end of that second quarter. North Bergen outscoring Clifton 9-2 in the first, and outscoring the Mustangs 14-13 in the second. Take a look at the stats from the first half of play for both sides. Leading scorers for Clifton, Aiden Safarchik and Saif Salah, each with 4 points apiece. While James with 2. Gabe Cruz, I should say, was the leading scorer for Clifton. He had a game-high 5 for the Mustangs. For North Bergen, they were led by Sean Orphis' 11 points in that first half. Cesar Perez chipped in 7 points, and Elijah DePoe had 2 points as well. Only 3 scorers in that first half for Kevin Bianco's North Bergen Bruins. Clifton led early 2-0, but then it was 11 straight points in the game for North Bergen. Both teams have been very good defensively. The problem has been they've been throwing it away at a huge clip. A lot of turnovers in that first half. They want to take better care of the ball. Start off the second half. North Bergen going with a little razzle-dazzle with a backdoor feed that eventually leads to the point inside by Elijah DePoe. Outstanding offensive possession for the Bruins to start off the second half. Lead is 10, 25-15. Safarchik having all sorts of trouble bringing it up the floor. Now Jaden Rivera. And up top to Justin Blackman. And Blackman lays it up and in, his first made basket of the game for the 6'2 senior who had 8 points and 8 rebounds in a win against Passaic Valley earlier this season. So both teams striking for early baskets to start the second half. Leading scorer Jonathan Jones, the man with the ball now. He was held scoreless in the first half. He averages 13 points a game for the Bruins. They find him off the cuddle, and he is blocked cleanly away. Valerio getting the rejection. Now Rivera in the open floor, initiates the contact, draws the contact, and now for his efforts, will head to the foul line, trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time this afternoon. Second leading scorer on the season for Clifton, averaging 13.8 a game. Knocks down the first made foul shot. Only the second attempted foul shot of the game for Clifton. North Bergen has also only attempted 2 foul shots in the game. So despite a lot of turnovers and not a lot of points, not a lot of fouls plaguing this one. Rivera will settle for 1 for 2. Clifton getting in the passing lane, nearly got the turnover. Again, a baseball pass down the other side of the floor. Jones hangs in the air and fell away from the rim. That allowed the defense to recover. That's going to be last touch out of bounds off the Bruins. So Jones, rather than going straight up at the rim, kind of faded away, did not want all of that contact, and in doing so, cost him a chance at even getting to the foul line. 25-18, North Bergen in front. Clifton only led once in this game. That was 2-0. Blackman to the near side. Safarchik. Around the perimeter it goes to Rivera. Now down low to Salah. Salah using all of the 6'8" advantage. As Saif Salah, the junior, across the lane, he's got 6. And Clifton's come alive here to start off the second half. The lead is down to 5, 25-20. Weaving his way right to the rim, unopposed, Elijah DePoe. DePoe up to 6 points in the game. The immediate answer for North Bergen after looked like momentum was starting to shift briefly. Trying to feed Salah down in the block. Back up top to Rivera. Rivera for 3, no good. Safarchik races down the offensive rebound in the corner. Again, a bounce pass was knocked away, deemed to be a kick. So possession will stay with Clifton, 5:43 left in the third. Blackman. Perez watching him closely. Into the corner. Stripped on his way up was Rivera. got the loose ball, but then threw it away. They're going to say last touch. Is that initially possession now for North Bergen? It looks like it is after it was last touched by Clifton. Astudio, sophomore, nearly turned it over. Here's Orphis. Taking this man on the baseline, kick out. Perez for three, overshot the rim. Sala, quick outlet down the other way to Valerio. Valerio, transition bucket with the assist to the big man. Another steal. Valerio again, up and in. And a three-point play opportunity for Clifton. And the blink of an eye, the Mustangs right back in this game. Valerio going on a 4-0 run of his own. Sala sent the long baseball pass down the length of the floor for Valerio. He got the layup, and then he stole the ensuing inbounds pass. The hoop and the harm. And Valerio caps off the three-point play. About 5 points in 5 seconds for number 21 in maroon. The lead is 2. Another steal forced by Clifton. Valerio is stripped on his way up as he got fouled in the act of shooting. Still picks up the foul, and now Jake Still with 3 personal fouls. They're not going to say in the act of shooting. They're going to say the foul was on the floor. Third team foul against North Bergen in the second half. Clifton has really ratcheted up the defensive pressure. Rivera overshot that in-tight shot opportunity. Orphis down the floor the other way. And that ball pinballs away. Another turnover for the Bruins. Coast to coast, left-hand layup, left short. Sala tried to race after it to crash the offensive glass. Rivera just pries it free. These two teams scrapping mightily. A very physical ball game. Open transition three for North Bergen, no good. Sala with a rebound. Another great outlet from the center. Safarchik tried a hesitation dribble. North Bergen not falling for it. Here come the Bruins now, pushing the pace in the open floor. Aiden Rivera, number 10, back on the floor. Here's a corner three ball for North Bergen, no good. Sala had that bounce off his coconut, and that's going to be possession kept alive now for Orphis underneath. Orphis trying to go straight up. They said that Sala leaned into him, didn't go straight up himself with a 6'8" height advantage. So Sean Orphis, the 6'2" senior, will head to the line to shoot 2. Orphis had all 11 of his points in the first half of play. Trying to stop this run of late here for Clifton. They pulled back to within 2. First personal foul of the game for Sala. And the foul shot is good by Orphis. It's 2 of 3 at the line in the game. Approaching the midway point of the second quarter. Second foul shot is also good. So Orphis now with 13 points. He's the leading scorer in this game. Timeout taken by Clifton. With 4:06 left to go in the third quarter. North Bergen holding on to a 4-point lead over the Mustangs, 29-25 here in the first day of the 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. So Clifton has used their defense and ability to turn over North Bergen to get themselves right back in the thick of things here. 29-25 is the deficit facing the Clifton Mustangs, 3-1 on the season. North Bergen also an identical 3-1 on the year. Clifton riding high on a 3-game win streak coming into Fort Lee here today. North Bergen trying to bounce back after suffering their first loss of the year against Bayonne in their last game. Full court pressure being administered by North Bergen out of the timeout. They kicked it out of bounds. Clifton with it on offense. 3:59 left to go here in the third quarter. The winner of this game will take on Riverdale, who were 59-40 victors against Bergenfield in our first game of the day. That semifinal will be at 3:30 tomorrow. And there's a foul whistled against North Bergen after the dribble drive by Aiden Safarczyk. Foul on the floor against North Bergen. That's going to be a personal foul against Robles, his first, team's fourth. Safarczyk tried a quick inbound. Actually got deflected into the hands of Blackman. Up and under move. What a steady play underneath by Justin Blackman. Did that initial move. They got his defender in the air. The up and under and a finish by Blackman. He's got 4 in the quarter. Now the other way. Sala stands tall. That time a clean block. Mustangs getting tracked down, though, from behind. Nobody telling Blackman that a defender was right behind him as Rivera picked his pocket. Here's a long-range 3, rattled in and out. Rebounded underneath by Perez, no good. Another putback attempt, this time by Robles, falls. Much needed basket there for the Bruins. Back to a 4-point lead, 31-27. Blackman leads the team with 7 rebounds per game. Safarczyk. Spin move by Clifton. Off balance, though, by Valerio. Stolen away by North Bergen. Clifton playing without the services of their leading scorer, Luis Vega, number 1. He averages about 17 points a game. And there's a 3-ball knocked down again. This time by Aiden Rivera, his second, made 3 of the contest. The freshman showing off his skills here at the varsity level. Back to a 7-point lead. Now for North Bergen. Sala across the lane. Safarczyk, corner 3. No good. Rebounded by Gabe Robles. Clifton went on their run. North Bergen has had their response. Under 2 minutes now left to go in the quarter. Nice shake and bake move by Tupou. Tupou catching fire. He's got 8 points, 6 of which have come in this third quarter alone, and that will force Mike Cadmus of Clifton to take a timeout to stop the bleeding. 36-27. The lead has grown to 9 points for North Bergen here late in the third quarter of play, as North Bergen trying to punch their ticket to tomorrow's semifinal against Riverdale. Last season, North Bergen went 12-13 overall. Went to the quarterfinals of the North 1 Group 4 playoffs. They defeated Bloomfield in the first round before being eliminated by Eastside. North Bergen finished 5th overall in the HCIAL's American Division, a title that was won by St. Peter's Prep. Fellow American Division rival just making their way out of the bleachers and into the locker room. Memorial High School will be playing in our next game, as they're going to be taking on Sea Caucus. 3:30 expected start time between these two teams that also were participants in last year's Jack Reilly tournament. Lead was 8 at the half. For North Bergen, the lead is currently at 9, 36-27. Clifton had clawed its way back to within 2. North Bergen has gone on its sustained run here late in the half, or in this third quarter, I should say. 90 seconds left to go in the third. Rivera with a lot of dribbling in the corner. Kick out. Here's a 3, no good. Clifton has not been able to knock down the long-range shots here today. Only 1 made 3 so far in this game. And now Sala getting called for the over-the-back foul, his second personal foul. Perez pulling it back out. 1:13 and counting left to go in the third quarter. Elijah DePoe has started to take things over here from his point guard position. 8 points in the game, 6 here in the third quarter alone. Here's Aiden Rivera. And there's a three ball knocked down by Sean Orphis. Orphis with a game-high 16. North Bergen has been using the three-point shot in their arsenal. 39-27. With 39.4 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Orphis, 16 points in the game, had 18 his last time out in the loss against Bayonne, averaging just under 12 points per contest this season. As there's discussions going on at the scores table. As that will be a foul whistled against Robles. For Robles, his second. He'll check off the floor. Lier Moreno, first time on the floor for North Bergen, number 25 in white. And there's a three to the near side by Gabe Cruz. Cruz, his second, made three of the game for Clifton. He's got 8 points off the bench to lead the scoring for the Mustangs today. Back to a 9-point lead. Down the floor to Moreno. Moreno gets fouled on his way up by Valerio. And that'll send the senior to the line, shooting two with the clock stopped. 20.2 seconds left in the third quarter of play. And the loser of this game will take on Bergenfield tomorrow at 12:30 in the consolation bracket, as Moreno missing on the first foul shot. Five team fouls against North Bergen here in the third quarter, 4 for Clifton. So things have started to gum up a little bit in terms of fouls. Moreno missing on a pair of foul shot opportunities. Solid with a rebound. Clifton trying to pull closer just before the end of the quarter. Cruz has been the best outside shooter here today for Clifton, trying to clear out some space. Cruz takes him off the dribble. Over for Rivera, and Clifton once again can't get a shot off before a quarter comes to a close. As Rivera a little gimpy there at the end of that play as well. It's going to be a 9-point lead for North Bergen heading into the fourth quarter. Stick around as we'll bring you all the action coming up here on YouTube. Clifton scored 15 total points in the first half. Had 15 points in that third quarter alone, yet North Bergen still outscored them by 1 in the quarter to extend what was an 8-point halftime lead now to 9 points as we head to the start of the fourth quarter of action here inside East Gymnasium at Fort Lee High School in Bergen County. So glad you could join us here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by my producer Dimitri Nanis and our camera operator Renee Matisich. Glad that he could join us following the Christmas holiday here for this holiday basketball tournament. We'll play 4 games today, 4 more tomorrow, and then come back on Friday to conclude the tournament with the final 4 games of the tournament field. Clifton in the maroon, North Bergen in the white. The Mustangs have a rally in them here as we head to the final 8 minutes of regulation. And the winner knows they will take on Riverdale, who are victors by 19 in their first game. That's a nice mid-range baseline jumper knocked down by Joel James. James with 4 points now in the game. As full court pressure got to North Bergen in the third quarter. Trying to trap him again. Bruins do get it out. Here's a straightaway three. That's a brick. Doesn't draw iron by Orphis. Here comes Clifton the other way. Left-hand layup by Cruz, too strong. So many missed opportunities by both teams on layups in this game. Here's Perez. Stepping back, another three ball, and another miss. Skying high was Jaden Rivera for the board. In the corner goes James. Up top to Cruz. Cruz has the only 2 threes in the game for Clifton. Nice high-low, and that time the hack from behind as Safarchik was going up for it after getting the pass from Sala. And Safarchik will now earn a trip to the foul line to shoot 2. 5'10" senior guard, and a season-high 8 points and 10 assists in the win against Passaic Valley. And Safarchik missing on his second foul shot opportunity of the game. He's 0 for 2 at the line. 4 points on the game for number 2 in maroon. That foul went against Jonathan Jones, his first. So Safarchik goes 1 of 2 in that trip to the foul line. He's now up to 5 points in the game. Dipped out of bounds. Nice hustle there down the floor by Clifton. 6:48 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Outside of an early 2-0 lead, Clifton has not led in this ballgame. North Bergen trying to bring their way to the semifinals. And that's going to be an offensive foul, negating what would have been the hoop inside for Gabriel Robles. Robles picks up his 3rd personal foul, and that is also the 7th team foul against North Bergen, so it's going to be foul shots the rest of the way for Clifton. That could loom rather large for a comeback attempt for the Mustangs, who trail by 6. Gabe Cruz, the junior guard, 8 points off the bench here today for Coach Cadmus. Cruz flipping it over to Rivera on the cross-court feed. Safarchik on the baseline. Goes right at the defender, left it short. And you love that aggressive take if you're the Clifton coaching staff. Not fearing the contact at all was number 2. And nearly was rewarded with a basket. They throw it in to their 6'8" center, Sala. Cruz thinking about the step back three. Instead, gets it over to the corner to James. Now down low. Sala gets it blocked away. North Bergen going down the other way. Defense leads to offense as Perez caps off that run to the rim. Now he's up to 9 points in the game. Big block by Robles the other way. Gave up 3 inches inside to Sala, but used that elevation to deny the big man. This time Sala maneuvering inside, missed on the first attempt. Fouls his own miss, lays it up and in. And there's a chance for a big 3-point play for Clifton. Saif Al-Dain Sala, 6'8" junior, now up to 8 points in the game. Orphis picked up the foul, his first. Sala missing, though, on the end of the 3-point play. North Bergen racing down, but turning it right over again. Safarchik going hard to the rim once again, denied entry. Another block for North Bergen's defense. This time, credit the defensive work of Sean Orphis. 5:18 left to go, 6-point lead, 41-35 in this game for North Bergen. Around the side, here goes the 3-ball, left short by Clifton. As now North Bergen looking to bring it up the floor. Five minutes left to go in regulation. North Bergen trying to hold on. Clifton has produced a couple of comeback attempts in the second half. Again, the closest they got was 2. Back in the game and trying an alley-oop layup attempt. Now another attempt on the offensive glass. There's a lid on the rim right now for North Bergen. They got plenty of great looks. Couldn't convert in the open floor. And now the contact and the foul against North Bergen after Jaden Rivera had hung up in the air and got the contact he was so desperately searching for. 9 team fouls against North Bergen, as that will be the second personal foul against Orphis. So it's going to be 2 shots the rest of the way in this game now for Clifton. As Jaden Rivera sinks home the foul shot. He's 2 of 3 at the line so far in this game. 2 points now for the sophomore. Goes 2 for 2 with that trip to the line. 3 points in the game for number 13. 41-37. Full court pressure now being put on by the Mustangs. Good one brewing here. Don't go anywhere, fans. Orphis lost control in the lane. And again, a missed shot inside and a tip in by Orphis with the foul call. Sean Orphis, number 15 in white, now up to 18 points in this game with a chance at a 3-point play. Foul was against Cruz, his second. And Orphis with the shooter roll. Now 19 points for the senior. Nearly stolen away. Clifton just does enough to get it into the offensive end. Floater on the baseline is good by Cruz. He's got 10 off the bench. And the Mustangs staying with the Bruins here. Here's a corner 3 ball, and the freshman! Ice water in the veins for Aiden Rivera, his 3rd 3 of the game. Lead up to 8. Clifton tried an immediate response. Moreno with the rebound. Past the midway point to the 4th quarter. Back to an 8-point lead for North Bergen, 47-39. Dupo getting hounded every step of the way by Cruz, and Cruz will be called for the foul, and for Cruz, that is his 3rd personal foul, team 7th, which will send Elijah Dupo to the line, shooting 1-1 here for North Bergen. 3:50 left to go in regulation. North Bergen has had an answer on offense whenever they've desperately needed it in this game. First foul shot is good. Dupo will be granted another. He's up to 9 points in the game. Had only 2 at the break for the senior guard. Goes 2 for 2. He's up to 10 points himself. 49-39. The lead is back to double digits. Time becoming a commodity here as Sala was trying to cross the middle of the lane and gets called for the travel, the extra step on the post move. 3:40 left to go in the 4th quarter. Here at Fort Lee High School, East Gymnasium, in this quarterfinal matchup in the Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Dupo quickly reversing around. See the speed on display here by North Bergen. Again, any foul for Clifton leads to foul shots, and that's got to be a reach and foul against Justin Blackman. He's trying to plead his case to the official. Just giving free points here. Free point opportunities to North Bergen with 3:23 left to go in the game. Dupo has just been money at the line, sinking his 3rd consecutive made foul shot, up to 11 points in the day. 2nd leading scorer in this contest for the Bruins. Again, 4 consecutive points all at the line. 12 points in the game, 10 of which have come in the second half for number 1 in white. 51-39. Time growing short here for Clifton. And a reach-in foul against Jake Still, and for Still, that's going to be his 4th personal foul. That's going to be the 10th team foul, so it's going to be 2 shots the rest of the way now for Clifton in this game. Coach Bianco was not a happy camper after that reach-in foul, knowing that that's the only way that Clifton could stay in this game is stopping the clock and getting points with the clock stopped. Safarczyk knocking in, rattling in the first made foul shot. 6 points in the game for number 2 in maroon. Second foul shot also good by Safarczyk. 7 points in the game for the senior. 3:13 remaining. Full court pressure again. This has been effective all game long for Clifton. Sala pokes it free from behind. Rivera going hard to the rim, and once again, there's your recipe for success. If you're Clifton, challenge the defense, draw the fouls, stop the clock, and get points with the clock not moving. That's exactly what Rivera did there. But Rivera can't cash in on the foul shot opportunity. 3 of 5 at the line so far in this game for number 13. Goes 1 of 2 in that trip down to the line. He's got 4 in the game. Just over 3 minutes left to go in regulation. 51-42, North Bergen leads Clifton. Winner takes on Riverdale in the semifinals tomorrow afternoon. Another corner jumper, too long this time. Sala hustled, but it's going to be out of bounds in the near side as it touched the baseline. North Bergen does get it in. Now trying to waste a little more time. 2:45 and counting left to go in regulation. Clifton have to press out their defense a bit. Bruins trying to work it around the perimeter. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes, this freshman has been scintillating. Certainly from outside as well. Aiden Rivera with 3 made threes in the game, but pass off the mark. Out of bounds after they couldn't connect with Still. Hope still alive here for Clifton. 51-42, their deficit. Blackman nearly got it turned over. Trying to feed Sala with 2 players draped along either side of him. Sala again trying to get across the middle of the lane, tied up in the process, and possession arrow will give the ball back over to North Bergen with 2:12 left to go in the 4th. Looked like it was going to be initially a turnover, just trying to feed number 25, and then Sala just couldn't split the double team. And again, I don't know what North Bergen is always such in a rush. Home run passes, touchdown passes, when all you have to do is just try to get it in. All these type of turnovers are just keeping Clifton in this game when you kind of got the feel that this one should be out of reach at this point. North Bergen has had the better of the play. But it remains a 51-42 ball game. Both teams are in the bonus. Clifton will have possession deep in their offensive end of the floor. As again, this is the second of 4 games here today to start off our coverage of the 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Our next game coming up will feature Memorial, a team that North Bergen knows quite well, taking on Sea Caucus. And our 3rd game of the day, our 4th game and 4th and final game, will feature Passaic, the team that Clifton knows quite well, taking on the hosts of this event in the Bridgman of Fort Lee. So about to be halfway done through our first day of coverage. Always looking forward to getting a chance to help lend my voice to the sights and sounds. My 2nd year broadcasting this great tournament here at Fort Lee. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside by Dimitri Nanis and Renee Manisic. As Fort Lee hosts this great event featuring so many top programs and competitive programs in northern New Jersey. And getting a chance to see a lot of teams that we don't normally see come through the doors here, such as North Bergen and Clifton right now. Out of the timeout, Clifton will inbound it. Coming up on just the final 2 minutes of regulation. Three from the corner just does not fall. Only a couple of threes in this game for Clifton. Moreno did a good job of just going straight up defensively. Now North Bergen just trying to dribble out to some space and finally get it across the timeline. And a timeout called for by Coach Bianco of North Bergen, seeing that his team was close to possibly turning it over with 1:49 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Clifton a season ago went 11-17 overall, advanced to the North 1 Group 4 quarterfinals just like North Bergen did. They defeated Morristown in the opening round and then lost to Hackensack in the quarterfinal round. Mustangs last season finished third in the Big North Liberty division, the division that was won by Eastside. It also featured arch rival Kennedy in the midst of that league. Clifton plays in the Big North Liberty. Clifton, Passaic County Tech, Eastside, Passaic, Kennedy, and Bergen Tech. While North Bergen, as I've made mention, plays in the very competitive HCIAL American Division. It features Snyder, Hudson Catholic, St. Peter's Prep, Union City, Bayonne, Memorial, Dickinson, and Lincoln. So out of the timeout, it will be offensive possession for North Bergen, leading by 9, 51-42, with only 1:49 remaining in regulation. Clifton has 8 team fouls, so that means that it will be 1-1 if it's not in the act of shooting on the next foul for North Bergen. They inbounded it quickly to Still, and Still got it right back out to Orphis. Will be a foul, whistled quickly, charged against Clifton. So now it's going to be a 1-1, which will send Sean Orphis to the line with a chance for Orphis to reach 20 points in this game. He's standing right now at 19 on the afternoon. Orphis rattles that one in. He has been great at the foul line as well. 5 of 6. He has hit his last 5 consecutive foul shots. Make it 6. 21 points in the game now for number 15 for North Bergen. 11-point lead. Time running short here for Clifton. Kick out, corner 3. Needed to have it. Rebounded inside by Dupeau. Dupeau getting it up top to Still, and the foul is being administered by Clifton. That'll send number 5, Jake Still, to the foul line. And North Bergen can pretty much close the door on any hopes of a Clifton comeback by just being solid at the foul line here with the final 91 seconds of regulation. Was that foul shot too strong by Still? I made the mistake, fans, of mentioning how in the first half there was only 3 combined foul shots taken between the two teams, and it has become a foul affair here in the second half. Both teams in the double bonus, at least 10 fouls each. A lot of fouls, a lot of foul shots. Still too strong, but offensive rebound comes out to North Bergen. Still is going to get fouled again after he missed his 2 foul shot attempts just moments ago, and that'll send Jake Still, the 6'1 senior guard, to the foul line again, trying to make amends after missing badly on his first 2 foul shot attempts. As again, Still just too strong off the back iron. He's 0 for 3 at the line. That time, nothing but net. Good job of adjusting there by Jake Still. A high arcing foul shot. He'll be subbed out of the game. That's his first point of the afternoon. 54-42, North Bergen on top. Looks like North Bergen going to be advancing to take on Riverdale in tomorrow's semifinal, while Clifton will be contending with Bergenfield tomorrow in the consolation bracket matchup. Again, every team in this tournament field is guaranteed to play 3 games, no matter the results of those games. Coming up on the final minute of the game now, as Rivera weaves his way through the host of defenders. Gets the layup to fall. 6 points now for Rivera. And a foul being administered once again by Clifton to stop the clock with 53.6 seconds left to go. And a 10-point lead for North Bergen. As that foul shot knocked in by Elijah DuPont. DuPont 5 for 5 at the line. All here in the fourth quarter. His first miss of the game. Down the other way, Savarczyk, step back 3, no good. And once again, Orfis with the rebound. Another quick foul administered by Clifton, 43.5 seconds left to go, but North Bergen will bounce back after suffering their first loss of the season, their last time out on December 20th. So they had 7 days, a full week to get ready for this first game of the tournament. They lost to Bayonne 57-49 on December 20th, and now they're going to bounce back and improve to 4-1 in the start of their season. Orfis now up to 22 points in the game. When you have a big man who could drain foul shots at such a clip like that, that is such a luxury to have. 8 consecutive made foul shots. He's 8 of 9 for the game. Another 3 no good. Sala missing that put back inside. 30 seconds left to go in the game. Sala pulls out from 3. And the big man showing off the long-range touch. Sala with 11 points in the game. That was only the 3rd made 3 of the ball game for Clifton. And the lead is 10 at 57-47. So Clifton will fall to 3-2 on the season. Will again play again tomorrow afternoon in the first game against Bergenfield. It's the first meeting since 2017 between these two schools. North Bergen won that last meeting in the state playoffs, and looks like they're going to go on to secure a victory here today as well in this holiday tournament. Pretty impressive that North Bergen has been in the lead throughout the majority of this game, and doing so without Jonathan Jones, who had been the leading scorer for the team with 13 points a game early on in the season, without him scoring a single point. So because this game has gone a little longer, you'd have to expect the start time could be pushed back just a little bit for the third game. 24.6 seconds left to go in regulation. 57-47, North Bergen leading Clifton. Both teams in the double bonus, 10 team fouls apiece, so it's 2 shots the rest of the way. Inbound to DuPont. DuPont, I think he was trying to pass it up. That leads to the turnover. Rivera contorts the body in the lane, missing it. And a rebound taken in by Orfis. Dogs have been called off by Clifton, looking not to foul. As Perez will throw it back up top to DuPont. Good performance here by North Bergen as they hold on for a 57-47 victory. And will advance here in this Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament to take on Riverdale in tomorrow's first semifinal of the afternoon. Clifton will fall to 3-2 on the season, and they'll take on Bergenfield in the consolation bracket. So that'll do it for our second game of the day here in the 2022 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. North Bergen improves to 4-1 on the season with a 57-47 win. Sean Orfis leading the charge for the Bruins with a game-high 23 points in the win. So stick around, fans. Join us for our third game of this tournament, as it's going to be Sea Caucus taking on Memorial coming up next. You can search for that specific game link on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. So for Dimitri Nanis and Renee Matisich, I'm Dan Long saying so long, and thanks for tuning in here on YouTube. Take care, everybody.